Hi, this is Matt from Studio One Expert at Summer NAMM in Nashville, Tennessee. Last few days there's been a lot of talk about the Yamaha Resurface keyboards, and we're here with Danny from Yamaha to explain what they are, what the big deal is, and give us a demo, see what they're all about. Danny.
All right, so the Yamaha Reface keyboards, 4 separate keyboards, each one modeling one of the classic Yamaha synthesizers. So just some general features about all 4 keyboards. Each one has built-in speakers and they run on AA batteries. So it's a great throw it under your arm, take it to a gig, take it to a writing session, or just sitting on the couch, just wanting to noodle or create. So really portable solutions. Now beyond that, they are all MIDI capable and USB capable, so they can be, everything on these front panels transmits continuous MIDI data, so they can be used as MIDI controllers, they can be used for programming, you can control them from other keyboards, so they're really, really versatile instruments. They have 1/8 inch aux-in jacks, so you can plug in a phone or something if you have loops or tracks or anything you want to play with. So starting at the top here, we have the Reface YC, which stands for Yamaha Combo. So basically what this is it has 5 different organ types in here. It has a Hammond. Also, if you notice up here, we got real drawbars. So this is one of the things that is amazing about this keyboard, is that you can tweak your organ sound exactly how you want it. You can hear I'm using the rotary speaker emulation here. We've got 4 speeds. We've got off, stop, slow, and then of course so really powerful Hammond organ there. And of course everything else that you would expect on a front panel of an organ. We have percussion, both second and third harmonic. We have vibrato and chorus, as well as a distortion and a reverb slider. So you can customize your tone however you want. Now that's just the Hammond organ section.
Right.
There's also a Vox, a Farfisa, a Japanese transistor organ, and the original YC here, which, let me just pull up a Farfisa. Put some heavy distortion on this. You get that real rock sound.
Yeah.
Turn up the vibrato a little bit. So that's the Farfisa. Again, there's 5 organ types in this thing, so it's really powerful. Each one of these is 3-octave keyboard, high quality mini key action. So they look like little keys, but they're actually really playable.
But you said it has MIDI in, so if somebody wanted to use a larger keyboard controller,
yes,
they could.
Yes,
okay.
it has MIDI in, so you could use this essentially as a tone module.
Right.
But for the organ, I mean, especially, it's very playable. Got a beautiful action for that kind of playing.
Okay.
So moving down the list, then we'll go to the CP, which is this beauty right here. Awesome front panel knobs with effects. Essentially, what the CP is it's a it's like a van load of electronic pianos, but in a very compact package. So we'll start with the whirly here. So we got tremolo on that. Let's put a little chorus, maybe a little bit of delay, and reverb. And then my favorite knob is the drive knob, so we can get it really crunchy. And again, mini keyboard, but very playable.
And you can really dig into those keys too.
Yeah, and it responds. I mean, it's just such a great key bed. Like, you can play, you know, really quiet or really get in.
Oh yeah.
So that's the whirly sound. Another cool thing about all of these keyboards is they have an app called Reface Capture, which is on iOS devices.
Can we get in real close to that?
And let me, so what this is this is a voice memory for my Reface keyboard. So all I'm doing is plugging in a USB cable into my phone and into the back of this keyboard.
Okay, so these boards don't have patch memory?
These three do not. The
Okay.
DX has 32.
Okay.
These three, so the answer to that is this. So I have all my patches saved in here. It has a set list function that I can put them in an order. Like if
Okay.
I'm doing a gig and I have a certain order of what songs I want. So let me just pull up for example, my whirly sound, which we have. And then if I can either tweak the knobs to my heart's content, or I can just press my CP patch, and I'm instantly there, or my clavinet patch.
Nice.
You can hear the wah effect, that's right here on the front panel as well. All these front panel effects are really powerful, and they all save when you capture it. So let's say I wanted to tweak that and maybe add some of this analog delay.
Yep.
Turn this up a bit. Okay, so let's say that I want that to be one of my patches. All I do is press capture, press that, and press save, and then I can name that. So let's call that clav delay. So now I've got clav delay in my list of patches. So if something gets messed up on the front panel and I'm on something completely different, I can easily just press clav delay and we're right back there.
Nice. Okay.
So then moving on, we'll go up to the Reface CS. So the cool thing, my favorite thing about this app is that when I plug it into the CS, you see the background matches. It knows which keyboard I'm plugged into.
Okay.
And so it knows to load up my CS patches instead of my CP patches.
Nice. Okay, good.
So now I can pull up, let's see. So, sorry, to back up, the Reface CS is a synthesizer. It's got 5 different oscillator types, and then all kinds of tweaking features to the oscillator. So let's start with just a simple saw wave here.
Okay.
I'm going to turn on the looper. There's a looper function in this one that's really cool. So now I can tweak my patch even more. So I'm going to add a sub oscillator and a detune. We'll tweak the filter a little bit. Record another layer. Etc., etc.
Right.
So we have, and that's just one of the waveforms. There's also 5 effects over here. So let me.
Real quickly, what kind of synthesis is it? Is it virtual analog?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. Okay. Cool.
So there's a. I'm in poly mode right now. I'm gonna go to the FM wave here. Real nice clean sound, but we can muddy that up as soon as we want. All kinds of variations. There's an LFO, which can modulate the wave in many different ways. So you got the classic kind of tremolo effect here with speed control, the filter mod, pitch mod for like a vibrato. Of course, course, there's like a good synth. We've got Portamento.
Yep.
And you can lengthen that so it can be really long. Delay effect, phaser effect, distortion, chorus, and flanger. Another really cool feature on this guy is you have an amp envelope and a filter envelope, which is classic for synthesizers. But what we have here is essentially a mix slider between the two. So we've got our amp envelope here, and then we've got our filter envelope here. So instead of having one or the other, we can kind of balance between the two.
Oh, I see, okay.
And so now, again, I like that sound I just created. I open up my Reface Capture app, I press Capture, and I get to save my voice. And I can rate it and put it in set list order again. And the recall is as easy as just tapping a button.
Okay.
This one also has pitch bend, as does the DX down here. So let's move down to the DX then, which is the bottom one here. So anyone who knows anything about classic Yamaha synths knows about the DX7 and other comparable keyboards. So classic sounds in this guy.
You said this is a 4-op?
Yep, this is a 4-operator.
Okay.
And a unique thing about this Reface DX is that each operator has feedback control. And not only that, we have the data entry place here, which is touch. These are really interesting. They almost feel like the screen of an iPhone or something. So I can morph this sound in ways that it would never have been possible or would have taken extensive programming knowledge to do on an original DX. And then in addition to these classic, the classic kind of 80s record sounds that you get in a DX7, this keyboard's also great for, like EDM kind of music. It's got a looper built in as well. It's got dual effects, so you can really, again, you can customize your sounds to your heart's content and then store it. Actually, the DX has onboard storage, but you can also store it on the Reface Capture app.
Now, what if you had, say, a USB splitter and you had all 4 of them plugged into one USB? Would it still be able to differentiate between them in the phone? No.
No. So whichever one you have the phone plugged into, it's going to pull up the patches just for that keyboard.
Okay.
Yeah. These two the CS and the DX, if you MIDI them together, their loopers will work together.
Oh, really?
And you can play the loopers together, so you can, put a bass line from the CS and then overdub an electric piano or something from the DX, or vice versa. They play together very, very nicely.
Okay.
And they all have aux-ins and stereo outs. So actually what we're doing right now is they're all daisy chained together. So the audio out of this one is going into this one, to this one, to this one, to the PA. So, that there's really, you don't need 8 inputs.
Oh, right. That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice.
So if
and you said they're battery powered as well?
They're battery powered, 6 AA's, internal speakers. So literally you take it off your desk where you may use it as a MIDI controller or just a writing tool, and you unplug the wires and you walk away with it and take it to you sit on your couch and write, or take it to a writing session, or the beach, or a bonfire. Or this is the keyboard player's answer to the acoustic guitar. We can go now where guitar players can go and make music. We don't have to be tied to our instrument.
And what about aftertouch? Things like that?
They're velocity sensitive keys. Don't think there's aftertouch. Okay. It's pretty much, but they're super responsive actions. So you can get a ton of expression out of them.
And what do they retail roughly?
Street price is going to be about $500.
About $500 each. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah. So that is the Reface line from Yamaha. The YC, the CS, the CP, and the DX. They all come with the MIDI breakout cable and the power adapter.
Okay.
And then they've got an optional, a really nice soft bag that you can put it in, kind of a gig bag.
And the connection app is free, or is it?
Yeah, and they're working on a solution for the future. That's going to be a site called Sound Mondo. There's a thing called Web MIDI.
Yeah.
And so basically, what you're going to have is you're going to be able to plug a USB cable directly from this keyboard into your computer and instantly open a web browser like Google Chrome is the first to support it. And what they're going to do is then you'll have, it's basically a social network for your sounds. So you'll have a profile and you can have all your sounds on your profile. You can have links to your SoundCloud demos, your YouTube page, all that stuff. It's essentially a social network.
But you can share patches back and forth.
You can share patches.
Okay.
And the coolest thing about it is that, so you have this front panel, and say you download someone else's sound patch onto your keyboard.
Yep.
Your front panel, your physical knobs aren't necessarily going to match what that sound was.
Right.
So what it does is it has two displays. It has a panel of what it thinks your physical panel looks like, and then it has a panel that shows what it should look like to get that sound. And the knobs that are out of place will be highlighted, and then you turn them until the highlight goes away, and then you have to patch.
Okay.
So the cool thing is, you know, for someone who is just fiddling and maybe doesn't know how to exactly program the sound, it's a learning device as well.
Okay. So they can learn synthesis using that app.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's gonna, when it launches, there's gonna be a whole boatload of sounds up there, created by, you know, people like me and the Yamaha folks.
And is there any estimated street date for those, for that app, or for that?
I think the whole kit and caboodle is supposed to be around September 3rd. These will start to ship.
And they'll have the software ready for it by then?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it'll be ready right by then, but yeah, they're hoping to follow soon after.
Soon after, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, Danny, thank you very much for the demo. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
This has been Matt from Studio One Expert. You've seen him first, a Yamaha Resurface line of keyboards. For more highlights from NAMM, check back with us soon.